Hello and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, That Mania, and today we have the Mars Toys Dual Face, which is Two-Face from Batman Forever. If you forgot, Batman Forever still exists, unfortunately. Guilty pleasure movie at best, but that's about as best as it gets. And shocking to see that this one is coming out, seeing as though Mars Toys still has a long back catalog of other figures that they just have not put out. Protective suit from Breaking Bad, the surfboard for the Joker, the Black Manta that most people probably don't even realize went up for pre-order at all at this point because it's been so long. But we got Jim Carrey, and now we have Two-Face to go with him. And the box looks great. I like that it's split down the middle perfectly. Not so perfectly. You can see right here the paint just doesn't work up with their lineage, which, you know, not many people I think are going to complain about that, but I like the split box with the red and the black. It looks really good. It is just that one of the promotional images that they used for the figure plastered on the box, you can see the word dual face down there. All pretty nice and dandy. Normal Mars Toys, you can see the figure on the back of the box kind of stuff. But we want to see what's inside the box, don't we? So why don't we get him out? So this is one of those crazy, wild outfits that you can't help but love. They really, when they saw Two-Face, they really went as above and beyond as possible. They could have just left it at, like, you know, the Dark Knight has a little bit of a simpler design, you know, bad suit on one side, good suit on the other. This one goes all in. Nice suit on one side with a good Tommy Lee Jones, while the other side has this disgusting purple face and suit that you can't help but stare at. I love it. It's so fun and it's so vibrant and colorful. I think it looks great, and I think from at least this initial impression that it looks just as good on both sides. I'm really happy with this because it's so outlandishly funny that you can't help but love it. I do have a few gripes, but we'll go over that in the next part. But initial impression, this guy's going to sit really nicely next to Jim Carrey on the shelf, and it makes me wish that I did pick up the Val Kilmer Batman and Chris O'Donnell Robin, because I still have not, because I really didn't want to justify it at the time. But now that I have his villains, it's really hard not having them to go with them. Anyway, let's move on and actually talk about Tommy Lee Jones here and everything good that he comes with. So Two-Face here does come with a good myriad of stuff, mostly weapons. Like you saw previously, we have our two revolvers, one for his clean side, a nice clean silver revolver with our normal wooden handle. Looks really good, does have some spinning action. Biggest complaint about this so far, the finger is too big. It doesn't actually fit on the trigger, so the gun doesn't quite sit comfortably in the regular hand. It works fine on the gloved hand, which goes with this black one. Obviously, we got to have two separate things at all times. This is a fun one. It's pretty much the same thing, but in all black. Looks just as nice. We have this cool, like, machine pistol. I don't really remember this in the movie. I remember the revolvers, I remember the other thing, but I don't remember this one. It looks nice, it's got some good silvering to it. I like it. Probably won't use it, because there's only one, doesn't make any sense to me. And then we have that iconic Two-Face gun, which looks like it would have lighting in this, because it does, I believe, in the movie. I keep dropping it, it's so awkward to hold while showing. It does not have any lighting in the barrel there. It does have a bit of light piping, though, which is weird to talk about in 6 scale, because I don't think I've ever had a 6 scale, like, light piping, like Transformers or something. It kind of looks like they wanted to put lights in there, and then they just gave up. But you can see that there is, if you have the light behind it, you'll be able to have it lit up and pretend. These are funny. I love this gun. Ooh, it does come out as well. So that's good. You can see it is not loaded at all. And the gun itself looks weird. It looks like somebody took a regular gun and snubbed it down into oblivion. And that's what we came up with. Fun gun. I like it. You know, it makes me want a Two-Face goon. Then we have his Halloween mask to go with the Jim Carrey one, so you can recreate the iconic scene where they punch Alfred in the face. It looks nice. Obviously, it's just for him to hold and to cover his face, but it's still nice to look at. We do have a second sculpt here, which is him and his smiling, which I love a lot. Let's get a little closer to the light here. You can see it is him smiling, and it does look really good. This sculpt is really nice. The paint is a little light. I think it could be just a little bit better, but it does still look really good. The hair up here is a little rubbery. It feels like it could come off if you're not careful, so just be careful of that. But this sculpt does look really, really good, and we'll talk about the regular one here in a bit. But I love the smiling sculpt. I think this will be probably the default one that I choose, but there's not too much difference between the two other than the smile. And then that would be all the accessories. Never mind, I lied. Hold on, before I get to my little bit. He does come with his iconic Two-Face currency, which is very small. It does look really good. It's really hard to tell. It is two-faced, obviously. But it is nice. There's 5 of those. And then my little bit, if you didn't buy it on 1/6 kit, that would be all the accessories. But if you did, you get this extra hand, which comes with this little diamond, which is awesome. But if you don't think that diamond's big enough, it comes with an even bigger diamond. This is so you can recreate that iconic scene when they're robbing the jewelry store and Jim Carrey gawks at the diamond while he's holding it. I'm very happy that got included because it's a fun little accessory. Definitely, I'm glad I now have. So anyway, on to Tommy Lee Jones. Like I said, the paint work is a little light. Like, it looks good, but I feel like it could be just that little bit better. It feels a bit more factory manufactured. I love, it's like all the paintwork going onto this side, and then this feels kind of flat. And I get it. I've seen people repaint it to where this is a bit more vibrant, and it looks really, really good. I think a little bit more vibrancy would do this guy wonders. But let's start with this side, obviously. You can see we got that veinage, and we got all that melty, burny goodness on his face, on his purple, ugly face. If you keep it on this side, it doesn't even look like it's a Two-Faced man at all. I like the way the hair is. It's fun. It's curly. It's all over the place. It's untamed. It's wild. It's just like the rest of him. On this side, we have, if you didn't tell me any better, I believe that this was just Agent K from Men in Black. I mean, you got Tommy Lee Jones. He's in a black suit. Pretty straightforward. Looks really good. I'm very happy about all of this. Sculpt is really nice, and like I said, if you're not feeling the regular one, you got the smiling one where he's feeling a lot more crazy, and it just feels a lot better to look at. Anyway, let's take a look at this wild suit. So, just like everything else, it is in 2 halves. We've got our normal black half. So we got that normal black half there. We got a little bit brown on the tie, white shirt underneath, and then on the other side, we have all of that, the red with tiger stripes, the weird, the tie with cheetah print. It's like, I can only imagine designing this suit was probably really fun for the costume designers, because they really went to town with the split down the middle. And just like most 6-scale figures, the tie is bothersome. It doesn't like to stay perfectly in the middle, ruining the illusion of the Two-Face. But you just gotta really work with it, and eventually it'll kind of sit where you want it. It's always my biggest issue with suit figures, is that something always never sits right where it's supposed to. But yeah, it does look good, and it's all the way around. You can see there's a perfect stripe right there. As good as it gets. It is a bit more vibrant on the camera here. It is a bit more muted red. Yeah. But it's fine. I love this. I love the way it looks. I think it's really good. And it continues down to the pants here. which continue that cheetah stripe, or the leopard, whatever. And then we got their shoes here, which are nice because we got this regular clean one here, regular clean black shoe. And then this one is, you know, just as wild as the rest of the outfit. We got a skull here on the front. We got some silver here on the sides and a silver on the bottom. It just looks really good overall, and I'm very happy about pretty much everything about this outfit. I think it just came together really nicely, and I think they did an excellent job for the most part of capturing Tommy Lee Jones's iconic face, I guess, or his two faces. Like I said, my biggest gripe is just the pistol hand doesn't quite hold the gun the way it should, and the face feels a little flat at times, depending on which side you're looking at. But other than that, very happy about the entirety of this guy, and I can't wait to bring out the Riddler, which I think we should do right now. So he is a smidge shorter than Jim Carrey here, who looks great still, by the way. I don't know why he's as short as he is, you know, just a slight little ankle extension and it'll be the same height, and I think it'll look a little bit better, because right now it feels a little weird that he is just that hair shorter, because it's kind of a really obvious, because you can see the ankle extenders on the Jim Carrey one, so you know that they made him taller. I don't know what the heights of these guys is in real life, but like, I feel like just that slight little bit more, so they're the same height, would probably do really nicely. But I'm very happy with the way these two look overall. Very colorful bunch, very crazy outfits, and I think for the most part they work together. And I think, well, they did work together. That was the whole point of the movie. But I'm very happy to see Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, Batman Forever characters, finally together in a 6-scale form. Hopefully we can get that Bane and Mr. Freeze soon, and then the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, so we can finish up that crazy Batman rogues gallery from those movies. I do want to pull out my Batman just for the old giggles, just to see how he looks with these two. So let's do that now. So these two are going to end up living on the Keaton shelf with everybody else. We'll just pretend like Gotham got a little goofier after Batman Returns. You know, maybe everybody saw how edgy the Penguin was, and they're like, maybe we should be funner as villains. And Michael Keaton just went, okay, whatever, I'm here to punch people anyway. I don't hate the way they all look together. Honestly, I think it's fine, because, you know, Batman does have a very colorful cast while being a darker guy himself. So this works for me. I think this could do fine. Maybe the Mr. Freeze is a little too much, but we'll see. But for now, it's going to end up just being them with my Keaton collection, because I don't really have the room for a George Clooney or a Val Kilmer collection at this point. It's just going to have to live in the Keaton world with all of that stuff and just mesh together. And for the most part, I think it's fine. I think if Batman didn't have the yellow on him, I think it'd be a little weird, but since he's got the fun, brighter yellow, I think it works with these brighter colors overall. Just my opinion. You can have whatever opinion you want. I'm not going to hold you to that. But I think we should move on to Articulation now. And here we go. You know, normal suit kind of stuff. So life ending 360 degrees with an up that far and a down that far. You guys ever watched the music video for Bat Dance by Prince? That's what this is. Get some back and forth action as well. Arm goes up that far. Arm goes up that far. And if you want to do that, that arm goes back that far, but I'd rather not. You do get some crunch, so that's always nice. It's an okay spread without ripping all that. Leg goes up that far. Leg goes back that far. That is a beautiful sounding ratchet at the knee. And ankle articulation to boot. So, ooh, that is tight. He can get pretty much all the poses you would need him to do, which is holding a gun and being happy. And that's pretty much all you need. He doesn't need to do no ninja stuff. So that's pretty good overall. Let's wrap up this video. So what can I say? Two-Face here is pretty good overall. I guess a few things, and it's always that problem with suited figures that I don't like. But for the most part, I think it's really good. I think they did a good job on the tailoring for this outfit, because it's, you know, crazy work. It's not just make suit, it's make two suits and put them together. I think they did an all right job with the painting on the regular face. I think they did a really good job on the work for the burnt face part. I think that's really where the money shines. I love the accessories. They're really fun for the most part. He gets a good lot, just like Jim Carrey did here, and together they really shine. This is a good looking duo here, and I'm very happy to have these two together, because originally I wasn't going to get either of these, and then I was watching Batman Forever, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick up the Jim Carrey. And the day I picked up the Jim Carrey, it was pretty much the last day before they started shipping it out. I didn't realize I was pre-ordering so late. Then I jumped at the chance to get the Two-Face here, to have both of them together. And I know Mars Toys has that Bane figure, which will be fun. That'll be a silly one. Now I just got to get that Hot Toys Mr. Freeze and wait for Jazz Inc. to do Poison Ivy. Then I just got to update my Joker. I need to get a real Joker. You know, with Jazz Inc. He's got the Catwoman and the Penguin. And then I'll have every kind of that era villain. And I'm very excited to have all of that together, especially when they're starting to look really nice. I know I've got some kind of ones, like the Eternal Toys Penguin can definitely use an update. And he'll end up just being a bowling ball in the corner. But I'm so happy to have these guys, and I hope that you've picked them up too, because they are a really, really nice duo, and I'm very happy to be adding them to my collection. If you did pick them up, one or either or both, please feel free to let me know what you'll be doing with it. You're going to have a Val Kilmer collection? Is it just going to sit with all your other Batman stuff? How are you going to pose them? What's your plan overall for these guys? Because I never have a plan. I just kind of do. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe, because the channel's been doing really nicely recently, and I'm really enjoying making videos like this for you guys. So show your support by scribe. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying. You know, because you know, you've been sitting here, you've been watching for this long. You know what I'm talking about, of course. And with all of that, with all of that out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.